welcome back to another Translator Insider. And this week we are going to talk about another question that I get asked a lot, um, and it is regarding to printing and certification of duplicate translation. So when you do certified translation, if it's okay to do it in a duplicate, if it's all right for clients to ask, what should we do on this occasion? So come with me. I will be telling you what I do and what I think it's a normal and current practice. So sometimes clients may request a duplicate copy of a certified translator, of a certified translation, not a translator, obviously. So, is this okay? Is this okay for them to request that? Is this okay for us to do it? Absolutely. Sometimes clients may want to keep a second copy of the translation on file, or they might need to use it in several applications. Sometimes they might be doing several things at the same time and they might need a duplicate, and that's fine. So it is okay for them to ask, because it wouldn't make sense to go and have it translated again. Um, so it is best practice to ask for a copy to be printed and certified. I do that a lot of times. So I have had clients asking me for a second copy, and I have absolutely no issues with that. I think is just current practice. Another question that comes to mind is, does it have to be at the same time the project is completed, or can the client request a copy later? Well, on that, it depends. Sometimes the project may not be on file. We are usually required to delete our projects, and if the translator does not have the project on file, well, then it won't be possible to do. So it's okay if you have. Well, on that case, it depends. If the translator still has it on file, um, then that's not a problem. Translate it again, stamp, print, whatever, it's fine. If the project has been deleted, because actually we are asked to do that, then the translator no longer has the project and it won't be possible. So bear in mind that as a client, you may be requesting, and it's not that the translator doesn't want to do it or anything like that. It's the case that it might not be on file. So that is a thing that you need to bear in mind. Now, second question, how to charge for this service? So if you are a translator and a client asks you for that, what is it fair? Well, however, the service should not be for free at all. You know, um, you have to charge because there's cost involved. So let's see what's involved here and what we need to do in order to make this fair. It's just another, some clients might think it's just another printout, but it involves way more than that. You must print a translation and a copy of the original at the verse of the page. Then you need to stamp all pages. You need to, including that copy of the original, um, and then you need to write your statements when applies. For example, in my case, I have to write my statement on the copy of the original, stating that that is a copy of the original that was sent to me via email and from which I made the translation. So it is a lot of, I would say it's not a lot of work, but there is, um, it involves some time, obviously, and costs, because it costs of the printer, uh, paper, the stamp, because it uses ink, um, and of course your time. So there is costs. Should I charge the same for the original as for the duplicate? Well, no. I don't think that would be fair either. Since I'm not translating it again, charging for the same price, it would be honestly rather unfair. But I need to charge something. So, what is fair in this case? You may ask. Everyone may have a different formula and calculate different price or a different charge on this occasion or this type of requests. I have established for myself that for duplicate copies of certified translations, I charge 50% of the total cost of the translation. So this would be, for me, I think it would be a fair price for the printing, the certifying, um, everything that is involved on that. This covers the costs with, as I said, printing, certification, and I believe it's a fair price. It's okay that you charge that for a duplicate. Um, but of course, it is totally up to you. If you think you might charge a bit more, if you think you might charge a bit less, it all depends on what you consider, and what really it's your time, how long it takes you to do that sort of thing, etc. It is important that these charges are adequately communicated to the client so they know what to do and what to request. So if there's a clear communication between you and your clients, everything will most likely run smoothly. I have all my pricing published on my website. I think this way it's easy for my clients to ascertain what type of services I provide and if I am the right person for their needs. I think this is all about transparency, clarity, etc. So I chose to have my price list published. I chose to have everything disclosed so my clients know everything about my services even before they contact me. Having the prices also helps them have an idea of how much it will cost them, and I think it's all about reassurance and transparency. I believe if a client feels reassured, he or she is more likely to engage with the business. If they don't know anything, if all they have it's your email address, they might be asking questions and they might go elsewhere. That's my belief. I strongly believe that a lot of businesses miss out on clients because they don't communicate clearly and transparently with their clients. This goes for all industries, not just for translation, and we have this occurring everywhere. Sometimes people either they don't have proper pricing published or they don't have an effective communication with the clients, and then that may end up costing them those clients because people feel frustrated. Well, I wanted to know information about this, I wanted to know information about that, and they don't clearly fulfill that need of mine of telling me, for example, what services do they provide, if they can help me with this or not. It's all about um, that clarity. And sometimes, if that clarity is not there, if that transparency is not there, um, it does not necessarily mean that the business is doing any dishonest practice or anything like that. Um, it goes again with what we have said before about how do you price yourself and if you put your price list or etc. It does not mean that the business is dishonest or they are doing anything wrong or anything like that. It's just sometimes perception is means everything here. And if the client has that perception, if the client has the perception that things are not communicated clearly, things are not set up transparently, they may walk out from that business. They may go elsewhere where for them the perception is that there's more clarity, that there's more transparency, and they will be best accommodated there. So, may not necessarily be the case. I am not implying that everyone that has a price list out there, that everyone that has everything may provide a better service, or people that don't have all of those things provide a bad service. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is sometimes the perception in your clients may be that. And if they have that perception about your business, then it may, or it will definitely damage your business because they won't want make business with you. So it is important to have all of this and bear all of this in mind before you start, so you know exactly what you should be doing. um, I would say having a website is essential for any business, and translation is no different. Uh, I would say that having your price list is a good thing. I think is a good thing because it just shows, first, it shows confidence. You just publish your website, you publish your pricing, you say, look, this is what I charge, this is what you will pay if you choose me, and then you let the client make that decision. So it is good. Some clients may even contact you without going to your website, so they may not know, and that's fine. That's fine. But some may just go to your website, may have a look at all the services you provide, everything, and if you explain on your website how you quote your services, how the are quoted, etc., etc., then they may be feeling reassured. Oh, they explain exactly how the process goes, and then they just go and choose you. So this is what I decided to bring today, because it is another question that sometimes gets thrown out a lot. It's these duplicate translations, duplicate certified translations. And some people may say or ask, because certified translation is an official document. We have our stamp, so it's an official document. And if it's okay to duplicate that official document, yes, provided that you restamp it, you resign it, you do everything right, it's okay. However, of course, if you have, or if you incur in costs, and of course your time also counts on that, you have to pass it on those costs, and the client should pay something for that duplication. However, charging the full price, I think it would be unfair, because you are not translating the document again, you are not doing it again, you are simply printing it out, stamp, and sign, etc. So it's a different process. You are just basically doing the final step of the certification process, and therefore I think charging, in my case, 50% is adequate. And of course, each one of us would have a different idea and may charge differently. So I hope this have helped you at least have an idea of how to charge for this type of service, and that is perfectly fine to do so. So for today, I hope you liked this insider of this week. Again, I hope it helped you understand what is good, what is bad, what should we do in certain occasions, or in certain situations. Um, this is obviously something that causes a bit of uncertainty, especially if you are now starting, and you don't really know what you can and you cannot do. So you can, obviously, you can duplicate a certified translation and certify it, etc., etc. However, of course, you need to do it right. You need to charge, because obviously it's going to take your time. It's going to take cost paper, ink, etc. And you have to do it right. And again, there is also that question, if it's okay if the client comes back to you later and ask, well, if you still have it on file, why not? I wouldn't see a problem with that. Of course, then when you stamp, you have to put the date that you are actually printing out the translation and doing it. But if you don't have it on file, then of course it's impossible to do it, basically. So bear that in mind as well. But if you have any questions regarding to this video or any other video, any other topic that you would like me to clarify for you, please leave a comment below. I will be very happy to answer you. Or, of course, if you have any suggestion of any topic that you would like me to talk about in our insiders, please, again, a comment below. And put a like on the video and subscribe the channel with a little click on the bell so you get a notification of a new insider every week. Before I go, I would like to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next week. Have a good one. Bye.